You know, the child is born and by 15 years old, he's already got to old age and dies. Very, very bad disease. He's a holy man. He's a holy man, rabbi, holy man. Any Jewish tradition. So he had no idea about karma or simple reactions or whatever. For him, God is all good. So why bad thing has to happen to a good person like him? The priest is supposed to be a good person, isn't it? So this is the confusion in the modern society. People they are the top of affairs, president of the country, the chairman of the United Nations, whatever. But there is suffering all over the place. People suffer, and then sometimes they cannot bear the suffering, they commit suicide. Even the celebrities in America, they have anything money can buy. They have private jets, and they commit suicide. Why? Because they find God. Mental challenges, mental health challenges. They cannot deal with it. So people are suffering in this world, and that is because of sinful reaction. But this whole suffering is due to sinful reaction. If we don't know, we better know it. No one is born deaf, blind, and deaf because he's just an innocent child. How can you explain that? We suffer because of sinful reactions. But it doesn't mean we should someone suffering and we say that, Govinda, you know what? You're suffering because of sinful reaction. No, we don't do that. So Krishna has given us a promise. He can protect us from all these sinful reactions. He mentioned Sabbath, Dhamma, Kareti, Jah, Mani, Sanam, Jah. I'm fine. Sarva Papibyo, all sinful reactions. He will quash it. He will pulverize sinful reactions. He protects us from sinful reactions. It's only Krishna who can protect us. The demigods, they cannot protect us. Even Lord Brahma, even Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva had run into a problem. He gave a boon to someone, one of his devotees. He gave a boon, and then this fellow decided that he would try the boon on Lord Shiva's head. He gave a boon to somebody that if he touches someone's head, his head will crack. So he got that boon on Lord Shiva, and then he thought, wait a minute, how am I sure it's really real? I better test it on him. And Shiva had to run from one look to the other, he went to Vishnu's protection. Yeah. So, Lord Krishna is the supreme protector of everyone in three worlds. And we find also the case of Prahlad. Prahlad was suffering so much from the hands of his demoniac father, Hiranyakasipu. But ultimately, he got protected. In fact, he was being protected all through the scenario, all through the episodes of the demonization and the abuse. Now, attempts of murder. Imagine when you have to attempt to kill your own child. But Krishna always protected for that. He was thrown over a cliff, mountain cliff. And he felt like he fell on the foam. Was not affected. So this God, the concept of God, is it real? Yeah, it's real. People are experiencing it. Hiranyakasipu tried to kill Prahlad in several ways. But Krishna came to the rescue. Because of his dedication, his devotion. The the dedication, the devotion that the devotee has predicts the rate, the type of protection that he receives from Lord Krishna. Because Krishna likes reciprocity. He likes to reciprocate. I think there was some query that Krishna received about the protection of Draupadi. So Draupadi was being derobed in the assembly, and nothing happened until Draupadi said, "Hey, Govinda!" She lifted up her hands. So the query was, "Hey, Krishna, this person is a devotee. You're supposed to protect him all the time." As Krishna said, but he didn't call me. He didn't. I mean, like traditional thing in America, if you're not invited there, you don't go to some place because they can call the police for you. They can call the police for you. So people want to find fault with Krishna. They will say, "Well, nobody is Krishna's devotee. So why is that Krishna did not just prevent the whole thing completely? If he could prevent the whole thing completely, why would have been the Lila? Where would the Lila come from? If he doesn't allow things to happen before he intervenes, where is the question of the demonstration of that protection? So yeah, Draupadi sprang up her hands and yeah, hey Krishna, hey Govinda. And Krishna came to protect her in the form of saris, unlimited saris. They tried to derobe her, and the sari was unending. They got tired, they got fatigued. So there are several instances in the Vedic literature how Krishna demonstrate, fulfill his statements of the Bhagavad Gita. That when we surrender unto him, he will protect us. So the Pandavas, they would have been eliminated. But Krishna always protected them. They were to be burned down to ashes in a house made of, what is that? Yeah. A house made of love. So, Krishna protected them. There was some intervention. And the bottom line is that there are so many instances, there's so many stories that demonstrate. Even Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, have you forgotten about Arjuna? Krishna even vowed never to participate in the fight. He said it will only just be a charioteer for Arjuna. But when things get heated up with Arjuna, he broke his vow. He broke his vow. He jumped up from the chariot and invoked his chakra. And Vishnu said, "Oh, what is this? You break your vow now?" So, Krishna is always there to protect us. You always say, "Well, Krishna doesn't answer my questions on time." And see, there are so many cases, there's so many. I have a lived experience of so many cases that in our movement, we don't advertise what we personally experience. See, I have spent 40 years in this movement. What is making me to do that? Look, I was not born in India. So what is special in this movement that is keeping an African origin guy in this movement well versed in academia. People get PhD, they look for big jobs in academia to become full-time professors. I have seen a lot. And Krishna has come to the rescue. So I got so much of conviction. I'm convinced by dint of this almighty protective power of Lord Krishna. Just like Prahlad was fully dependent on Krishna, and even when they tried to kill him, when his father and his associates tried to kill him, they couldn't succeed. Any one of us who takes proper shelter of Lord Krishna will be protected. Try, and the process of getting this protection in this age of Kali, you don't need to give up what you are doing. God, Krishna demanded, surrender, give up everything, or give up all of your processes of different religious systems and surrender to me. Then I protect you. But here, in Kali Yoga, Lord Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And even when, remember Lord Chaitanya, when he was taught himself in there, and one Brahmin came to him, and he said, my Lord, I want to give up my family life and follow you. I'll give up my job, my family, and just follow you, be your devotee. Lord Chaitanya said, this is not necessary. You just go back home and make your home a temple. So let's get these points clear, so that people don't come to make some type of insinuations that, the ISKCON people, they don't allow our children to be with us, all this thing, blah, blah, blah. Lord Chaitanya, by his own life, he exemplified the very concept of surrender means to surrender to the holy names. Because Lord Krishna is not different from his holy names, and therefore the concept of, within the conceptual framework of surrendering, where we chant the holy names, basically Krishna comes to the rescue. Oh yeah. Like we find in the case of Ajamil. Yeah. The case of Ajamil is a typical example that although he chanted Krishna's names unintentionally, he was actually calling his son, Narayan. Then, came to rescue. The Vishnu Dutas came to rescue him. If you then we jokingly surrender to Krishna through his holy names, jokingly chant Hare Krishna, we attain very high standard of purity. So it's the process of getting protection from the Lord in Kali Yuga is very simple. And what is that process? To simply chant Krishna's holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Those who are surrendered to Krishna, worshiping Krishna, if they are in difficulty, Krishna always shows up. It's like, like you have a father, a little kid, you have a father, you're walking in the streets in the city, and some people are harassing you, and your father just shows up from nowhere and says, hey, get out from here. All the other children, they just run away. Krishna is like that. Remember the case of Ambarish Maharaj? When he was being harassed by this powerful yogi. What's the name of that yogi? What's the name of the yogi that was harassing Ambarish? Yes? Durvasa. Do you agree with the You are chanting now, we are talking. So. Do you agree that is Durvasa? Sure? Do you agree that is a true person? You're not sure. You're not sure. Okay. Yes, but do you agree that is a true person? And you, do you agree? Acha. Yeah, Duvasa, he had, thousands of disciples. He travels with, a throng of people, followers. So he wanted to screw up Ambarish Maharaj. And then Krishna ended up screwing him up. So don't play with the devotees of the Lord, because it seems as if they're very powerless. They're powerful because they're connected with the most powerful spiritual personality of Krishna. Now, there are several ways we can really figure out how we can get protection from the Lord. In fact, there are so many prayers in the Vedic, even in the Bhagavatam, in the Purana, Kanda Purana, so many literatures. Prayers who can render to Krishna, sing prayers to Krishna. And Krishna hears when we make some supplications. And we shouldn't even wait until we have a problem before we pray to Krishna. Then it becomes like a conditional relationship. Like, a watchman, wash my right hand, I will wash the left hand. It shouldn't be like that. So, the process of devotional service facilitates that eternal protection that we get. It is important for anyone who is engaged in devotional service to be convinced about the omnipotent power of Lord Krishna. Omnipotent means he has all powers. He can do anything and everything. And that is the Supreme Son of God. And that is the personality that we worship. That even Lord Brahma, who is the Supreme Lord of our universe, Lord Brahma is the Supreme Lord of our universe. Even Lord Brahma worships Krishna. Because sometimes Lord Brahma is confronted. He's the administrator of this universe. Sometimes he's confronted. I remember the documentation in the Nrsimha Purana, how Hiranyakasipu was planning on how to go and perform austerities and beg, solicit for Lord Brahma to give him what even Lord Brahma doesn't have. And what is that? What was it like? Hiranyakasipu planning to go and beg from Lord Brahma? That Lord Brahma even doesn't have. Immortality. So Lord Brahma, he knew that this guy is going to come and perform some terrible austerities that will really shake the whole universe. And he did. So the first instant when he made all these plans, Lord Brahma was in anxiety. But the God Krishna came to the rescue by dint of his son. Narada Muni is the best. But Brahma said, Putra sisters. You see, he addresses Narada Muni as Putra sisters, the best of my sons. Why? Because Narada is purely devoted to Krishna. He travels around the whole universe preaching Krishna consciousness. So, the Supreme Lord protected Narada through his devotion and potency in the form of Narada Muni. So Narada Muni also understood that his father was in anxiety about the impending austerities of Hiranyakasipu. So he went to meet his father. And it's like a traditional Indian boy will meet his father and say, Baba, I understand you're in anxiety now. Don't worry, I'll deal with this situation, okay? She told her, don't worry, I'll deal with this situation. So, Nada, when Rakasipo went to the forest, Rakasipo told his wife, who is Rakasipo's wife, plus one. Kayado. You believe that? You sure? You're not sure. You're not sure. What about you? You believe that? Kayado is Rakasipo's wife, plus one? You're not sure. What about you? You're not sure. Okay. Let's see the young girls. What about you? You're not sure. Huh? What about you? Not sure. Are you? Not sure. Are you? Yeah. Yes, Kayado is Iriangasipo's wife. So Iriangasipo told Kayado that, hey, my darling, see, I'll be performing austerities. I'm going to the forest. I'm going to perform austerities for a long time. And no woman wants to hear this. Is there any woman who wants to hear that? Oh, my husband is going away for a long time. Iriangasipo told his wife. So he went to the forest. So the wife thought, okay, what can I do? She said, powerful mystic, and he decides to go for a long time. Okay. So she, built up her mind, set up her mind, adjust herself accordingly. So Iriangasipo went to the forest and he sat under a tree, was doing his meditation, and Nada came there with his friend, Papatamoni, in the form of birds. They went there and they started chanting, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha. And Narayan, Vishnu or Krishna is Iriangasipo sees Vishnu or Krishna as his enemy. And here two birds are constantly chanting Narayan's name. But it was the biggest disturbance he ever had. It was so agitating, he left. He abandoned his austerities. So the purpose of Nada's promise to his father was fulfilled. He left. So Brahma was protected from the anxiety that could accrue from Iriangasipo's austerities. So again, Krishna protected it. Krishna inspired Narada Muni to have that perception, to understand what was going on with his father, and Narada Muni came to rest with his father. So in several ways, we have seen how Krishna protects his devotees. In many. The question is, we should try to be devotees of the Lord. And being a devotee of the Lord in Kali Yoga is not a difficulty at all. You can be wherever you are, do whatever you're doing, and simply surrender to Krishna. That is in the process of chanting Krishna's names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. I was speaking with one of the young girls who is going to college next September. Going to college, going to university, Kali Yoga, especially in the 21st century, is like going to a war front. For the devotee, it's like going to a war front. I remember one, and if you're going to the war front, you need protection. Huh? You need protection. And that protection, you have to put on bullet armor, all this helmet armor, boots armor, everything. So, any intelligent person should understand that they are going to college is equivalent to going to the battlefield. All sinful activities go on in colleges. I remember There are robbers there. There are, whatever it is. There are rapists. There are, people who are specialized in sexual harassment and everything. Drugs, everything you can think of. And therefore, even the energies they learn, they are so unsuitable for the devoted. And therefore, sometimes some people, I hear some people say, Prophet said the colleges are slaughterhouse, so I will not send my child to college. Okay, did you go to college? I said, I remember I was in Gitanagri, one gentleman, he came from a family of all of his other 4 brothers are medical doctors. Of course, only he used to do IT. So he got married to one lady who is also an IT lady. He had a baby. And I want to get an angry and explain that situation. They brought this baby into the farm. And you know what they told me? They said, who want the baby to be a colored girl? So no need for schooling. I said, wow, this is a wonderful decision you made. But did you go to college? I turned to the man. I said, all of your family, your father has a PhD. All of your other brothers, they're medical doctors. You came from a family, an educated, well-groomed family, professional development. Now you want this innocent girl to be a colored girl in America. A child. So where is the social protection? So if she's a colored girl, what type of man is going to marry? There are no colored men in America. Are there colored men in America? Maybe in the, what do you call it? What's the name of this group of people? There are, but they are like outcasts. They don't really mingle with society. So the point is that we want protection from Krishna, but we want to subjugate our children to such unimaginable, uncomfortable situations like they should not have skills. Why is that? And therefore, I told this company that, look, your decision is completely, outrightly bogus because you cannot substantiate it. If both of you are parents of the girl, you went to school, you get good skills, you get your degrees, you're working, but this poor girl, you're saying, you're quoting Prabhupada. Prabhupada didn't say you shouldn't send the child to school because Prabhupada said one. So, going to school, going to colleges, these days, you need sufficient protection. And that protection is in holy names. Because if you go to the colleges, just by stepping on the college campus, you are beginning to imbibe those sinful energies. Just like you go into the snow, you go outside during the heart of the winter. And if you like, put on 5 thick jackets. You stay out for a long time, for even 15 minutes, you will feel the cold penetrating. That's called the field effect. There's a theory we call the field theory, developed by the German psychologist, Professor Lev. So the things we are talking in Krishna consciousness in terms of going to the mandir, going to the theater, going for pilgrimage, they are all scientific, they have scientific basis. You go to a particular place, that environment will impact on your values, will impact on your behavior. So we want protection. We should have a association of pure devotees. We want protection. We should visit the holy temple. We want protection. We should chant Krishna's holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, let me quickly say some few things about Mother's Day. I know some of the men would not like to hear this, but please. I want to say something very, very relevant. Of course, So, do you know that women are the ones who rule this world, this whole world? You know that women rule this world? You know that the mothers are the ones who rule this world? Do you know that? You don't know. Do you know that? You don't know. The men, who knows? Raise up your hand if you know that women are the ones who rule this world. Okay, the ladies, raise up your hand if you know that women are the ones who rule this world. Okay. Some few ladies know. Okay. Here's the deal. Now, who presides over this earth planet? Who presides over this earth planet? Bhumi. Is Bhumi a man or a woman? So, the Mother's Day should be celebrated with pomp and splendor because women actually rule our planet. Even the most important departments in the whole universe are controlled by women. I'll give you an example. The whole material world is like a prison yard. It's managed by Dorcas. Think about it. Think about it, okay? And the whole of the Department of Education in the whole universe, not only Bhumi Local, the whole universe is managed by who? So that's what. Universal affairs are managed by women. And okay, forget about the material world. Even in the spiritual world, the whole affair of devotion, pure devotion, is controlled and managed by women, headed by Dr. Rari. So we masquerade as, okay, we are the rulers, we are the, we are the guys at the top. But you know what? If we know the details, so women have 8 times more potential and kinetic energy than men. I can give you that example, okay? I can give you a graphic example. I conducted some studies to back up this stuff. And I conducted some studies, and some of the people I interviewed were like husband and wife working in the same company, working in the same number of hours. And then, you know what? When they finish, they come back home, the man is fagged out, he's tired, he goes to sleep. Now the woman goes out to pick up the children from school. She goes out to the mall to buy the groceries. She comes back and cooks. And then, wake up the husband to come and eat. And then she goes back again to clean up. Oh, yeah. So, today being Women's Day, we should honor women. I tell people, especially, when I've given some talks to some brahmacharis in one temple, I think in London. So I said, listen, if you want to be brahmacharis, don't offend any woman. If you offend any woman, their anger will destroy your brahmachari. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I said, if you are prone to offenses, offend the men. Offend the men. Because in most cases, people don't know why people are having difficulties in terms of even their devotional culture. And unfortunately, even in our movement, we like to discriminate against women. We do that a lot. I've been hanging around in the movement for 40 years. I traveled to practically all over the world, and I've seen that in all places. I remember one lady, she messaged me on WhatsApp, a European lady, messaged me on WhatsApp, and was just, saying all the negative experiences that she was having. in terms of how we have one philosophy, but the way we act is completely different. They say we are all spirit souls, but now the women are now, they don't have what you call psychological safety. You know what is psychological safety? To have the voice to speak up. If you speak up, you're condemned. So I said, I'm so sorry, Mataji. I have seen this. I'm just a simple person. It's not possible for me to change this organization. I know what you guys are passing through. And I remember some years ago in Delhi, there was one boy who was really becoming so much offensive to the Mataji's. And he was a brahmachari. So I called him privately. And I spoke to him. I said, you want to be a brahmachari? He said, yes. Avoid the way you treat this woman. You treat every woman the exact way you would treat your mother. Otherwise, you are looking for trouble. We know Vaishnava offense, a Vaishnava apparat, Vaishnavi apparat, but in the Vaishnavi apparat, it's like you are offending your mother. You see, when you misbehave in the home, your mother will protect you. Sometimes the child does some certain things, the mother doesn't even allow the father to know about it. That is how women are so protected. But if you hurt that same person who is so protective, then we're really looking for trouble. Therefore, today we should, individually, if we don't take a vow, we should understand that, this universe is run by women. Even in the homes, in most cases, women rule the home. The man works so hard to bring all the thousands, millions of dollars. It's the woman who spends it. In America, I don't know what takes place with the Indian people, but in America, this is a tradition. The man works so hard, brings the money, and the woman is the one who decides what to spend, how to spend it. Oh, yeah. And therefore, on a spiritual level, we can understand that our whole spiritual culture is governed, managed. It's under the auspices of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, we should have a sense of honor, respect, a culture of respect for women. And Prabhupada mentions Krishna Taba Punya Abeba. Epunya Kodibita Radharani Kusiha. Duva Atibole to marriage. He said, brothers, if you want to please Krishna, if you want to obtain Krishna, please Srimati Radharani. So do we want to attain Krishna? We have to please Srimati Radharani. We can't say we want to attain Krishna and we go about being offensive to our spouses, to our wives, to our daughters, to any woman on this planet. This is the instruction of our own Acharya. We have to try to please Srimati Radharani to facilitate the attainment of Krishna, Prema, Umato. Any comments or questions? I'm not carrying the watch, so I don't know what is time. What's the time here? Huh? Okay. So I think that we are not out of track with regarding the time. Yeah. Any comments or questions? Women's Day and protection, Almighty protection. Yes, any comments or questions? Mike. No comments or questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances of Lord's Shuddha and this field of awareness. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for such an enlightening and Very, very nice, wonderful session. It was very nice to hear about the mothers and the women. Thank you so much. And it is very essential in the current world to have this etiquette, to have this knowledge for everyone. Thank you so much, mothers.
Any other comments or questions? Otherwise, we'll have to adjourn this meeting.
Any questions that you have in devotional life or any spiritual questions you can ask them?
Do you have any questions? You, any questions? What grade are you? Yeah. You.
Okay.
Yeah, any questions from the youngsters, boys and girls? Any questions from the gentlemen or ladies? Yes, please.
Maharaj, knowingly or unknowingly, we're all like committed, like preparing to commit like sinful activities, driven by our desires. How to control our desires and improve our like resilience to overcome all those problems. Right?
Oh, that's a very good thing, very good question. To have resilience to sinful impulses, sinful desires. You see, it's like asking a question, how do we have the strong or the high willpower to be able to resist temptation, resist negative thoughts? Yeah, according to, again, I refer to science. I like referring to science because, you know, this is the area of particularly group. And when it is something that relates, that you have a scientific back of people hardly will refute it because they will say, no one will come and say that I believe that, I believe and you don't believe because it's not, I don't believe to that religion or to that scripture. So there is a theory called the general theory of crime, propounded by Gottfried and Hitchens. And this theory states that this is the major theory that governs crime. And the theory says that all crimes and antisocial behavior are due to low self-control. And look, self-control, Rupa Goswami gives us in the Upanishad in the very first sloka, he mentions how the mind, the senses, and all of these emotions could really lead us to an unpredictable situation. So yeah, it is a problem. I've also had a question from some devotees who had asked me, say, Maharaj, there's certain things I do, I don't want to do it. Then I do it, and I regret. What is the cause of this? And how to resist? How to stop? Yes, so it's a similar thing. Yeah, this is the blessings of the Vedic literature, blessings of Srila Prabhupada, that we ask this question. People out there who are not devoted, they wouldn't care. They don't ask, they have the experience, how they're being pulled to do certain things they don't want to do. They don't have explanation to that. They don't know how to protect themselves from that. So Krishna can protect us from that. And the best way is to supplicate through the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. When we become purified, we have the natural resistance to negative change. That those impulses, they become purified. That lust becomes transformed into love through the process of devotional service. And sometimes people also, they come early to devotional service. They chant and then they complain, oh, I've been chanting for the past 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, and each time I chant, my mind still wanders here, wanders there. What to do? Yeah, we keep chanting and follow the principles, the strategies for perfection in chanting. There are 10 strategies. We call them 10 offenses. They're strategies. Strategies are things you do to be able to attain your goal, or tools you use to be able to attain your goal. So if we are trying to chant to be able to overcome this type of urges or this type of impulses, we should follow meticulously the process of chanting, the 10 principles, the 10 offenses to be avoided. So that, and on top of that, we should chant and hear the 32 syllables distinctly. Ha, Re, Krishna, Ra, Ma. We hear the 32 syllables distantly. The purification comes expedited. In as much as we're not involved in committing offenses in any form, either Vaishnava, Vaishnavi, or Aparas. And sometimes you can even commit offenses to your own family members, your spouse, even your own child. Sometimes the parents, they feel too big to just say sorry when they do something wrong to their children. You have children? Huh? Do you have kids? When was the last time you told your kids, I'm sorry? Your kid, I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't do it most of the times. We think that whatever I do, I'm always right. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. You see, we want to be, do we want to be devotees? We should learn this. They are simple things. They are very simple things that we tend to ignore. If you are a true devotee, if you hurt your child unnecessarily, you should say, I'm sorry. Because that anger will destroy you. And then we start having all of these negative pulls, impulses. So we have to be careful. The process is genuine, and we have to meticulously follow it. Simple things matter. We hurt somebody, the way to get forgiveness is to beg that person directly. I remember I like telling this story, which happened in Laguna Beach in Florida. I went to Laguna Beach, a temple, and I just finished giving the Sunday class. And then, as I finished, one guy just came to me. I was still sitting on the other side, and he started reporting himself to me. He came back from office one day, and he rained all type of abuses on his 8-year-old daughter. He was 8 years old. And she just tolerated everything that his father said, quietly. Very un-American. Because she could call the police and then the father goes to jail. It's abuse. And the government don't want to hear that you hurt somebody, especially a child. So, she tolerated. She followed the principle of Tant Tiksha Swa Bharata. Krishna said, tolerate. But she didn't stomach the trauma. Let's get this point clear. That's a process we call tolerance. That's a process we call addressing the issue. Because if you don't address the issue, you could build up a traumatic effect that somebody else may do something very simple and you pulse out. The whole thing that is being within, tied down within, comes to that person. Then the person wants to say, what did I do? That simple thing? No, the things have accumulated. It's traumatic effect. So this girl, she kept quiet. Some days have passed. Father has forgotten what he did. 8 years old. She was happy. She has also calmed down her temper. They were eating. And then she came up. Dad, you remember? The other day you came back from office and you did this to me. You abused me, you ran all type of stuff on me. Did you have any fights with anybody in the office that day? 8 years old. 8 years old. That in conflict resolutions, we call that resolving deep-rooted conflicts. How to resolve deep-rooted conflicts? The person has offended you, but then he attacks you, but then you don't react. You are proactive. Proactive means you're thinking, what's the best way to help this person? So the girl, she thought, the best way to help my dad is to keep quiet. Let me tolerate it. After everything, I will address this issue. Exactly that she did. So when she asked the father said yes. That he had a fight with his boss, colleagues, and all those things. So we see when you have fights outside with your colleagues or in the office, and you don't address it. And some people, they don't even have somebody they can discuss their fights with. They just stomach it, and then it builds up some trauma. Then you come back home, and it's called passing the buck. You pass the buck to the innocent person. And then you can destroy a relationship with people, with your family, based on this passing the buck. I remember one psychiatric doctor, I don't want to mention the state, but in America, her husband was very close to me at the time. Now, husband is a professor. She's a psychiatric doctor. The both of them, they hardly even meet. But you know what? Because I was very close to the family, practically almost every day she will call me to download all of the traumatic effects she received from the clinic. Because she knows if she does not have somebody to share her challenges with, she will get into trouble maybe with the husband one day. Husband will say, very little thing, and you get fired up and then destroy the relationship. So she knew. And therefore, we have to be careful. If we want to be free from all these negative emotions, there are ways to deal with all of this. One of the simple strategies is we should chat attentively and avoid committing offenses to people, especially your family members. It's so easy to offenses to your own children, to your partners. Yeah. What's the time? Okay, so we have to adjourn this meeting now. I'm sorry. But if you have any questions, my contact number is with Gopikanta and Krishna Prabhu and Surya and Gopikanta's wife, the daughter, the son. So feel free to reach out to me. I'm a liberal guy, okay? Don't treat me as, oh, Jai Maharaj. We're not going to eat the Jai Maharaj. The Jai Maharaj will simply create a papa full of demarcation. I don't mean that you should not be respectful to people. But for me, I prefer creating relationships so that I can be in a better position to help you. When we have a good relationship, you'll be able to reveal your mind to me, and I can be in a position to help you. I bet you, I'm one of those persons that can help you. Because I don't just speak only the Vedic literature of Vedic Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Sri Bhagavan Swayam, but I also have skills all over the place, okay? From undergrad to master's to PhD, I have skills all over the place. I can help you. So if you have any challenges, feel free to reach out. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaj Ji ki jai.